Maguire, one of the greatest comebacks in football. When we think of stories of overcoming adversity in football, Harry Maguire's journey stands out as one of the most inspiring.
I'm in the whip with authority, looking like Skybri, she got a body, ayy. And she been calling me daddy lately, want me to put her in Cartiers. And the bitch deserve it, put in work for the money she earn it. Give me top every night, lip service, never gotta block these hoes, she worth it. I'm out in Abu Dhabi, with a bad bitch, look like Skybri, ooh. Right beside me, in the phantom off that Molly, yeah. Abu Dhabi, with a bad bitch, look like Skybri, ooh.
Born on March 5th, 1993 in Sheffield, England, Jacob Harry Maguire grew up in Mosborough, a working-class neighborhood on the outskirts of the city. From an early age, Maguire showed passion and determination for the sport, despite facing the challenges that come from humble beginnings. Coming from a working-class family with strong ties to the local community, Harry grew up surrounded by the support of his parents and siblings. He divided his time between studies and playing football in makeshift fields, where his talent started to attract attention. Although always larger and stronger than his peers, his tactical intelligence and game-reading ability stood out from a young age. Maguire joined Sheffield United's academy at the age of 11. For many, the dream of becoming a professional football player seemed distant. But for him, each training session was an opportunity to prove he could go far. However, the journey was not easy. He faced doubts, criticism, and the harsh reality of competing in an environment where only the best survive. While other boys were known for their refined technique or goal-scoring ability, Harry was recognized for his commitment and physical strength. He was a young player who knew how to turn limitations into strengths, shaping his style of play as a solid and reliable center back. As the years went by, Maguire fought to gain space and respect within football. The cold nights in lower division stadiums in England forged his character, and the struggles off the field served as fuel to never give up. His family was a key part of this process, providing emotional support and believing in his potential, even when the chances seemed slim. The boy who grew up dreaming of becoming a professional football player overcame adversity and gradually began to write his own story. From a local prospect to one of the most talked about center backs in world football, Harry Maguire proved that with dedication and resilience, it is possible to make a comeback, even when the world doubts you. Early career: Hull City. After standing out at Sheffield United, where he began his professional career in 2011, Harry Maguire caught the attention of other clubs due to his physical strength and leadership in defense. In 2014, he was signed by Hull City for around £2.5 million, a transfer that marked his entry into the elite of English football. At Hull, Maguire faced challenges to establish himself in the starting lineup. Initially, he was loaned to Wigan Athletic to gain more experience. However, when he returned to Hull City, he gradually earned his spot, helping the club return to the Premier League in the 2015-16 season after winning the championship playoffs. His solid presence in defense and ability to play the ball out from the back began to attract the attention of top teams. Leicester City. A new chapter in 2017, after Hull City's relegation, Maguire was signed by Leicester City for £17 million, including add-ons. Despite arriving at Leicester a year after their historic Premier League title in 2015-16, Harry quickly became a key player in the team. His ability to lead the defense, combined with his knack for playing with his head up and contributing to the attack, stood out. Among his notable moments with the Foxes were games against elite clubs, where Maguire demonstrated his quality against renowned attackers. He also became known for important goals and impressive runs with the ball from the back. Arrival at Manchester United in 2019, Maguire made one of the biggest transfers for a defender in football history. Manchester United paid £80 million to secure his signing, making him the world's most expensive center back at the time. This transfer surpassed the interest of Manchester City, which had also been monitoring him. Although City was an option, Maguire chose United due to the club's historical weight and the promise of being a central piece in the team's rebuilding. He saw the opportunity to lead the Red Devils' defense as both a challenge and an honor, especially in a club that had lacked defensive leadership since legends like Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic. 2018 World Cup. A career milestone, the 2018 World Cup was undoubtedly one of the most spectacular moments in Maguire's career. As a starter for the England national team, he was one of the standout players in the historic campaign that took England to the semi-finals, something that hadn't happened since 1990. Playing with confidence and consistency, Maguire scored a decisive goal in the quarterfinals against Sweden, a perfect header that symbolized his dominant presence in aerial duels. He became one of the faces of the victorious campaign, earning the nickname Slabhead from fans, a loving term highlighting his physical strength and charismatic personality. Fun facts. Nickname. Slabhead was given by a former teammate due to the size and strength of his head, and he embraced the nickname with good humor. Rugby fan. In his youth, Maguire also played rugby, which helped shape his physical strength. Smart player. Maguire was an excellent student in school, particularly in mathematics, and his ability to read the game reflects his intelligence. Tough years at Manchester United. Harry Maguire's time at Manchester United has been marked by ups and downs since his arrival in 2019. After a solid first season, where he quickly became the team's captain, the expectations on him grew exponentially. However, the turbulent period the club faced in the following years affected his performance and reputation. United, traditionally a powerhouse in world football, went through a phase of instability with frequent managerial changes, inconsistent results, and lack of planning. In this scenario, stars like Paul Pogba, David De Gea, and other renowned players also faced media and fan criticism. However, Maguire, as the captain and symbol of the defense, carried much of the weight of these frustrations, becoming a scapegoat for the team's problems. The criticism aimed at Maguire often went beyond the field. His occasional mistakes, such as defensive errors, were amplified on social media and by the press. He was ridiculed in memes and videos, labeled as a global joke. Even in games where he performed solidly, his presence was often associated with the overall failures of the team. This led to a toxic atmosphere around his name, which was often unfair considering the team's collective underperformance. Moreover, Maguire faced personal challenges, such as his arrest in Greece during the 2020 holidays, which was exploited by the media, further damaging his public image. Great matches for the English national team. Despite the tough moments at United, Harry Maguire continued to shine for the England national team, where he has always had the unconditional support of coach Gareth Southgate. In the 2021 Euro Cup, Maguire was one of the defensive pillars of an England team that made it to the final against Italy. He scored a goal in the penalty shootout of the final, demonstrating composure and leadership under extreme pressure. His performance throughout the tournament was widely praised, cementing his reputation as one of the top center-backs in European football when playing for his country. Southgate even publicly defended Maguire multiple times, highlighting his importance to the team and pointing out that the criticism was disproportionate. Harry has always delivered for England. He's a key player for us and deserves respect for what he's done. Defenders from coaches and teammates besides Southgate, other coaches and players have defended Maguire throughout his career. Erik ten Hag, who took over at United in 2022, also highlighted Maguire's importance to the squad. Even though he lost his starting spot at times, Harry is a great professional. He works hard and is always ready to help the team. Players like Jordan Henderson and Declan Rice, teammates in the England national team, have also publicly supported him, praising his leadership and character. Difficult times, but resilient. Maguire's period at United revealed the toughest side of elite football: immense pressure, constant public judgment, and the need for resilience. Despite heavy and often unjust criticism, he continued to show his worth in major competitions, especially for the national team. His ability to stay strong in the face of adversity is a testament to his mental strength and dedication to the sport. Harry Maguire saw his situation at Manchester United deteriorate further. In 2023, he was officially stripped of the captaincy, a significant blow for someone who had led the team for years. Additionally, he spent much of the season on the bench, with Ten Hag opting for other defensive pairings like Raphael Varane and Lisandro Martinez. Maguire almost left United for West Ham, which made an offer for him. However, the transfer didn't go through due to financial disagreements, and he stayed at Manchester, despite being sidelined by the coaching staff. His continued presence raised questions about his confidence in the club and its project. Cristiano Ronaldo's criticisms and the club's structure during this time. The criticism of Manchester United came not only from fans. Cristiano Ronaldo, in a controversial interview, pointed out deep flaws in the club's structure, stating that the problem went beyond any coach. Manchester United is stuck in time. It's not just about the coaches, but about the structure, which hasn't evolved. It's hard to compete like this. The departure of key players like David De Gea, who left the club for free despite being named Premier League's best goalkeeper in 2023, reinforced these criticisms. Many fans and experts began questioning whether the blame for underperformance truly fell on players like Maguire and De Gea, or if it was a result of larger problems in the club's management. New coach, new beginning. Ruben Amorim. After Erik ten Hag's departure due to inconsistent results, United brought in Ruben Amorim as coach. His start wasn't particularly inspiring, but gradually he implemented his playing philosophy. One of the biggest beneficiaries of this change was Harry Maguire. Amorim gave new opportunities to the center back, who responded with top-level performances, showing that he still had much to offer. The night against Arsenal. A turning point in the match against Arsenal. In the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, Harry Maguire had an outstanding performance. He led the defense with authority, blocking dangerous shots and winning crucial aerial duels. In the end, the match was decided by penalties, and Maguire confidently converted his kick. After the victory, the fans, who had often criticized him, gave him a standing ovation for his performance. It was a symbolic moment, marking the turnaround of a player who had spent years being the target of criticism and jokes, but who had always maintained his resilience and professionalism. Harry Maguire's resilience, despite years of struggles and heavy criticism. Harry Maguire never lost focus. He always demonstrated a strong mentality and a desire to continue fighting for the club and country. His comeback is not just a story of personal overcoming, but also an example of how players can turn their situations around when they receive the necessary support.